Federal government declares state of emergency on food security. House of Representatives approves President Tinubu's 500 billion naira request for palliatives. And correspondent takes a look at ways to grow Nigeria's economy through partnership. Hello everyone, good afternoon. This is Panorama on the network service of the NTA. We are reaching you live from the NTA Enugu Network Center. I am Chineye Nwoye. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at www.nta.ng/live and on all our social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. The federal government has declared a state of emergency on food security, declaring all matters pertaining to food and water availability and affordability as essential livelihood items to be included within the purview of the National Security Council. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila reports.
To reverse the inflationary trend and guarantee future uninterrupted supplies of affordable foods to Nigerians.
Now, as a direct and immediate response to this crisis, a number of initiatives will be deployed in the coming weeks to reverse this inflationary trend and guarantee future uninterrupted supplies of affordable foods to ordinary Nigerians.
Part of the discussion we've had in our interaction is that going forward, most especially on those trucks that carry food and all those items that are basic needs, it will become illegal for any state actually to continue building roadblocks.
With immediate, medium and long-term interventions and solutions, the federal government intends to deploy savings from the fuel subsidy removal into the agricultural sector.
We will immediately release fertilizers and grains to farmers and households to mitigate the effects of the subsidy removal. 2, there will be an urgent synergy between the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Water Resources to ensure adequate irrigation of farmlands and to guarantee that food is produced all year round.
Part of the interventions include support to the National Commodity Board to review and continuously assess food prices, as well as maintain a strategic food reserve that will be used as a price stabilization mechanism for critical grains and other food items.
To achieve this, therefore, we have the following stakeholders on board to support the intervention effort of President Tinubu: the National Commodity Exchange, seed companies, National Seed Council and Research Institutes, NIRSAL Microfinance Bank, food processing/agric processing associations, private sector holders and prime anchors, smallholder farmers, crop associations and fertilizer producers, blenders and suppliers associations, just to mention a few.
The government will also engage security architecture to protect the farms and the farmers, as the central bank will continue to play a major role of funding in the agricultural value chain.
There is currently 500,000 hectares of already mapped land that will be used to increase availability of arable land for farming, which will immediately impact food output. The government will also collaborate with mechanization companies to clear more forests and make them available for farming.
Part of the strategies is the involvement of 11 river basins to ensure planting of crops during the dry season, with irrigation schemes that will guarantee continuous farming production all year round to stem seasonal glut and scarcity usually experienced. From the State House, Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
House of Representatives has approved President Tinubu's request to spend 500 billion naira from the 2022 supplementary appropriations of 819.5 billion naira. The money is to provide palliatives to Nigerians to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Iben reports.
Giving approval at the Committee of Supply, The House was unanimous that the President has, through his request, demonstrated a human face, calling for judicious application of the palliative funds.
There's nobody in this House who is not feeling the impact of subsidy removal. And I think it is a credit to the executive that they are responding to the cries and yearnings of the Nigerian people.
Yes, let us allow this to pass, but we must be very vigilant in course of implementation and execution of the palliative. This money is not a freebie. It's not going to be as usual. We have a man that is from the private sector, a man who has a policy drive that is channeled towards bettering the lot of Nigerians.
Is it going to be applied to transportation? Is it going to be applied to healthcare? Is it going to be applied to providing food or feeding or increase in wages?
Those should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
Meanwhile, a fresh request from the President sought approval for $800 million loan from the World Bank for the National Social Safety Net program.
Under the conditional cash transfer window of the program, the federal government of Nigeria will transfer the sum of 8,000 naira per month to 12 million poor and low-income households for a period of 6 months.
Several investigative motions were adopted by the House and referred to relevant committees.
Need to investigate the allegation of abuse of tax incentives, tax breaks, and tax waivers by public institutions and companies benefiting from tax incentives.
Investigate the untold hardship faced by Nigerian pilgrims at the recently concluded 2023 Hajj.
A matter of urgent public importance concerning the continuous and unending killings in Zamfara State.
Constitute an ad hoc committee to investigate the utilization of ecological funds released to the Great Green Wall by the international organization from 2015 to date.
14 bills passed first reading as the House adjourned to Tuesday, 18th July 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The Enugu State Governor, Dr. Peter Mba, says the state government is collaborating with the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, to ensure that the international wing of the Akanu Ibiam Airport, Enugu, becomes functional in order to attract foreign investments. He was speaking during an inspection tour of the airport. Chika Ugu reports.
Though popularly called the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, the international wing is yet to commence operations even though it is almost completed. In line with the state government's vision of attracting investors and as well exporting goods and services to other countries in a bid to promoting economic development for the state and Nigeria at large. This inspection by Governor Peter Mba and the FAN Managing Director became expedient. The objective is to ensure that the international wing of the airport becomes operational as soon as possible, hence the partnership to ensure it comes to fruition.
Agriculture will not just be for food, will also be for export. And the cargo terminal is critical if we're going to realize food export. Tourism, we're looking at attracting over 3 million visitors to Enugu yearly. That cannot happen just by driving through the road. It is going to occur by flying.
Constrained by lack of finance to complete the project, the Managing Director FAN is optimistic that the state government will fashion out ways to help finance the completion and operationalization of the ongoing projects.
I believe His Excellency has that formula, and within the shortest possible time, I can assure you that this terminal will be put to use.
The governor also inspected the proposed cargo wing of the international airport, where he assured that work will kick off in earnest to encourage exportation of goods. Earlier, the managing director FAN paid a courtesy visit to the governor at the government house. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's plans to grow the Nigerian economy at an annual gross domestic product rate of 6% seem to be an added impetus of the Enugu State government's quest to harness the huge economic potentials of the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu. James Oparek-Ocha reports on the strategic plans to get this project on course.
International wing of any airport in any part of the world is actually the gateway to that country. It was therefore a thing of joy when the Akanu Ibiam Airport in 2010 was upgraded to an international airport and recently as a cargo-designated airport. With the overstretching of services at the Lagos and Abuja international airports, there's no gainsaying the fact that with the completion of the international wing of the airport, this will make Nigerians, especially the people from the southeast, who are naturally business inclined and always in search of business opportunities, heave a sigh of relief.
Very easy. I'll feel very comfortable. You know, it will be easier for me to come see my people and go without any stress. But right now, it's mad.
Now that will mean more traffic, and then that will also mean more business for me. Unlike now, I'm just coming to work. You notice that, and so I come to work 3 times a week.
Since former President Goodluck Jonathan heeded a clamor for its upgrade to an international status in August 2013, successive administrations have paid little or no attention towards the actualization.
With the level of forex fluctuation and the scarcity of forex, what will stabilize it is only international operation, which has to do with export. So it is a welcome development to an average trader who operates from this side, where we have majority of the agro products leaving the country.
It also helps in distributing, checks. Instead of having 2,000 people you can check in a machine, you can reduce them to 400 or 500, so that some are checked in Enugu, some are checked in Lagos, some are checked in Abuja, and some are checked in Kano as the case, or in Port Harcourt as the case may be.
Complementing the federal government efforts in expanding the economy, the current leadership of the state has expressed its readiness to partner with the airport authorities to get the international wing ready and functioning.
Agriculture will not just be for food, will also be for export. And the cargo terminal is critical if we're going to realize food export. Tourism, we're looking at attracting over 3 million visitors to Enugu yearly. It is going to occur by flying.
The governor has been making efforts through hosting of several meetings with the aim to increase the internally generated revenue of the state through foreign direct investment, FDI. The issue of insecurity is another major challenge, which the governor has made a bold step towards ending the sit-at-home enforced by some agitators who are bent on destroying the economy of the southeast. When the international wing of the airport is completed, it will no doubt encourage other international airlines to start operating from the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, which will accelerate the needed growth of the internally generated revenue and ultimately improve the welfare and living standard of the citizenry. At the moment, only one international airline operates from the airport, about 4 to 5 flights every week. From Enugu, James Oparek-Ocha, NTA News.
We'll take a break here. Panorama continues in a moment. Do stay. Welcome back. Today on Panorama, we are looking at ways to grow the Nigerian economy through partnership. And with me in the studio to expand the discourse is Mr. Wilson Uche, a public affairs analyst. Sir, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here today.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So the president has plans to grow the nation's economy at an annual gross domestic product rate of 6%. This move is being supported by the state government through aviation, tourism, agricultural, and other sectors. How do you think the leadership in the state can be successful in this lofty quest?
All right, thank you very much. I think it's a very laudable idea, and for the state government to key into the plans of the federal government, because we can't achieve so much if there's no synergy between the arms of government that is supposed to support each other, like the state government, the federal government, state, and the local government. We are talking about diversifying, taking our economy from oil dependency to getting other areas we can earn income from. And there's no better way to channel it if not through agricultural produce, increased agricultural produce, and then in turn exporting. Now Nigeria depends so much on imported agricultural produce. You can imagine that. And we have enormous resources, so much that we can feed ourselves and even earn so much from export. So aside from the fact that the aviation industry plays a critical role in the exports, because of course we are talking about FDI, foreign direct investment, and then foreign exchange as well. So when we earn heavily from outside oil, that means our economy will begin to stabilize to a large extent. And the state government has a role to play. Now you find out that aside from the fact that they are the host to such a national edifice, you also understand that there are roles they have to play in terms of improving our infrastructure, like the road leading to the airports. And then I also was thinking about this. Sometimes you hear the state governors saying that they have actually worked on federal roads and then expecting the federal government to reimburse them. Nothing stops them knowing fully well that this is going to contribute to the local economy. Because when we have increased flight rates and increased movement via airport, through the airport, it also improves the well-being of the state, the economy of the state. It will sustain it. So you can imagine if we diversify, encouraging tourists to come in. The role of the state government is to ensure that there is adequate security and also improved infrastructure. And then our tourist attractions will also be given a facelift, so that when people come into the state, they feel relaxed, they enjoy the state, and then as well look forward to coming back again.
Okay, sir, talking about tourist attraction now, how can the Nigerian government harness the tourism potential vis-a-vis transportation, especially with the air travels?
So much the federal government can do by encouraging tourists. But then, like I mentioned earlier, the main point there is to ensure adequate security. And if that is done, you can imagine that there is going to be, because a whole lot of people are looking for investment, especially in the angle of tourism. The federal government needs to encourage investors. Aside from providing security, you also need to upgrade our infrastructure. And when you upgrade our infrastructure, it gives opportunity for these people. And then there should be waiver for people who are actually investing in the direction of tourism development. If there is a waiver, like now, if the state government declares, or even federal government, that if you're investing in the tourism industry, we're going to provide you like 3 or 5 years tax holiday. And then it encourages them, because anybody who wants to invest would want to recoup its investment. One, there has to be a guarantee to such investment. Two, there has to be an adequate income from such investment.
Okay, so talking about security now, you just mentioned security. The sit-at-home order has adversely affected the economy of the Southeast, no doubt about that. Now, the state government is advocating peace so that the economy can thrive maximally. What moves needs to be done to let the economy flourish again?
Actually, this is my personal view. I think everything that needs to be done in order to guarantee security has to be done. And the whole bulk lies on the government. That is the truth. Because I remember what happened during the time of late President Yaradua. He knew he has to make a progress in terms of providing adequate security. What did he do? He reached out to certain persons who are key stakeholders in that direction. And when he did that, there was a settlement. I tell you, no government, no sensible government will tolerate level of insecurity. And they will do everything within their listen to make sure that there is security. But beyond that, we'll also approach, there's something they call carrot and stick approach. You do what you have to do. Our security agents provide adequate security, but at the same time address those issues that heightens insecurity.
Okay, so the Southeasterners are known to be travelers and they are business oriented. What can be done to improve on their businesses?
Of course, like I also mentioned earlier, I said that creating an enabling environment is very key to improving the lots of the Southeasterners. Of course, we know that the Southeasterners are known to be very business-minded, and they have grown the economy of Nigeria by investing in that commerce, the aspect of commerce. Every area in the industry in the Nigerian economy, Southeasterners have actually played key role. But then we travel a lot. We bring in goods. Now you can imagine a situation whereby the hiccups we get from having to transport, like now transport your goods from where you are, where you brought it in from, maybe China, maybe Turkey, maybe United Arab Emirates. You bring your goods directly to the market, because when you bring it down to Lagos or wherever it is, and then have to also spend money having to drive such goods, now at the end the cost of having to bring that goods increases. So the federal government needs to create enabling environment and also increase incentives to businesses and providing soft loans for their business to thrive.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's leave it here for now, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us in Panorama. I've been speaking with Mr. Wilson Uche. He's a public affairs analyst and a consultant in air travel. So thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And moving on, the new general officer commanding 82 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Hassan Dada, has promised that the welfare of officers and men of the division is his top priority in order to motivate them for the task ahead. Mina Adobe Okovasi reports.
With the recent redeployment of about 114 generals of the Nigerian Army, a new general officer commanding 82 Division has just resumed office right here at the 82 Division as the 38th general officer commanding 82 Division.
I wish you the best.
That was the official handover of notes and flag of the 82 Division by the outgoing general officer. In his farewell address, Major General Shinade, who has been redeployed to the Nigerian Army Heritage and Feature Center as the Dean, Faculty of Operatives and Research, thanked officers and men of the division for the support accorded him while he held sway as the GOC.
We have recorded some modest achievements, notable among which is the improvement in the general security situation in our area of responsibility, which covers the entire Southeast and indeed Cross River states.
The outgoing GOC addressed the troops and congratulated them for efforts at sustaining peace in the states under his jurisdiction. The incoming GOC thanked his predecessor and urged the troops to brace up for the task ahead.
I want to enjoin all of you the support you gave to my predecessor to extend more to my command.
Major General Hassan Dada was commissioned into the Nigerian Army Corps of Infantry in 1993 and has served in various capacities, including Director, Administration, Defense Intelligence Agency. In Enugu, Mina Adobe Kovasi, NTA News.
And up next is Sports Update with Olumide.